Tommy will just say the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Suddenly, he's grabbing on like a drowning monkey, grabbing onto driftwood for another argument. I've been banned, and he will no longer speak to me. What just happened in Tommy's brain, though? Was that a micro seizure? Find me a clip, an argument, a debate, a confrontation, where Tommy C is making an argument, and Tommy C sounds intelligent. Obviously, we've been following the what's seeming to be the start of an endless war between Chud Logic and Tommy C. But there has been an interesting development now. Because everyone seemed to think that, or a lot of people on my side at the very least. Well, I'll say, okay, I said it. I thought that Tommy was just saying a lot of stuff to try and mess with people, right? To try and mess with Chud in particular. To just kind of say things, to wind him up, to get a reaction out of him, and then kind of move on and probably like try and milk him for content, right? However, it seems as though Tommy C has actually started walking some stuff back. Yeah? Let's have a gander. Let's have a gander.
Hey, you guys want to do Chud?
Okay, nice.
We got a new segment on here. We'll usually put it on.
Interesting, isn't it, that he's talking about Chud trolling around for on his off time, whereas this guy's saying, "Do you guys want to do Chud?" Very weird. Very homosexual vibes.
I call it. He's fat. He likes. What's it? What do you call it? He's fat. We wrote something, right? I might even make. He's fat. Oh yeah, he's fat. He likes in his sock. He's Chud Logic, and I wanted to get like that as like a football.
Is that really the best? How do you forget a football chant? He's fat. He likes. No, you've got to go da 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 da. Right? He's fat. He likes. He wanks into his song. It's Chud Logic. It's Chud. It doesn't work. Awful.
Shan, I thought that'd be too funny. I'm fat too. Yes, I know, but he's fat too. He looks like goddamn Jim the Mountain Man. Here's something else I want to point out. This is really funny. I am like.
How does he know he masturbates into a sock?
Commentary community. It's like Tommy C is an annoying pest, and I will crush him like one. What are you, a Decepticon? And by the way, why would you use a picture from 15 years ago? I look great there, and I'm thin.
I think you look like no, you look like one of the Three Stooges, mate.
I will crush him like Buck. You have underestimated me. Oh. God, Jesus Christ. Well, here's the thing. We're not doing this back and forth in the stream thing. I did the 4-hour thing. And by the way, there's a condensed version coming up. And then I'm going to release see, what I had is I had a bunch of people come in here a couple nights ago. And I'm going to be kind because they're fair. But I thought they were just regurgitating Chud's talking points.
Okay, this is so... I mean, first and foremost, Tommy is the one who doesn't want to speak to Chud. Tommy is the one who doesn't want to have confrontation. Tommy promised Aiden and, tangentially, by implicitly, all of shitter commentary a summer's worth of content. And now he's like, oh, I don't want to do the back and forth. I don't want to do the back and forth. What, so you just want to endlessly chat shit about Chud? And then never look at what he says on stream? I mean, how more pathetic could we possibly be getting now?
I did okay. And then he did what? 5 hours on me? That's what I'm hearing? 5?
Yeah.
We're only doing one point.
5.
If you want to send me in a point to do, maybe we'll do it. So we're going to do that from now on. Here we go. Let's see. This.
You're going to do the video?
Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay.
Yeah. Do it.
I like this one because it's crafted in such a manner that you say, I don't know, I didn't know. But if I did, it's okay. Like it's covering all bases. It's pretty dishonest if you take a look at this. And it's just weird with Chud. He's gone from I didn't know to it doesn't matter, I don't care, which is that can be taken as an admission. Hey man, fuck it.
No, it can't. No, it can't. No, I did not know. But even if I did know, well, it doesn't change anything. It's still okay. It's like, oh, did you eat that strawberry that I left on the side? It's like, no, I didn't eat it. But even if I did eat it, I am entitled to. You ate all the rest of the strawberries. That was the last one, right? Like, that's a perfectly valid... That's not contradictory at all. So... Oh, he's grasping at straws.
Fuck Bowblax. It.
Yeah, YouTube viewer, that's pretty common take. I think that's mine, to be fair.
And that's kind of admission. So, and at one point, he basically says, I didn't know, but if I did, basically, I'm paraphrasing, it doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why don't you found it? Yeah, I leaked it. That guy. I know. It makes you look like a snake. You were told not to do it.
Hold on. So,
Wait, hold on.
What?
Chud went after me and Jeannie, apparently.
What did you
Oh
guys
my
do?
fucking
Oh,
God.
you're supporting
What did I do?
nothing.
Let's be real, okay? Chud just called this Vault guy because this Vault guy's there's nothing else to it, realistically. He didn't go after you. He just asked, who the f*** is this co-host? And then said that he wanted to speak to you. I mean, will he? Do you reckon Vault would actually speak to anyone else? Because he's like a 3-subscriber glup shito. I don't think he has any kind of YouTube presence outside of appearing on the sftp livestream.
I'm sure. Do you think Chud's hair jiggles? I don't know. He looks like a hillbilly in like West Virginia. But whatever. We'll go with this all 7 minutes. And there is something I got to kind of concede to here, but it's still like he basically tries to take both sides of I didn't know, but if I did know, it doesn't matter. And he tries to kind of desperately say that I've changed my opinion from one way to another because of one word I said. But here we go. Problem with him is because he broke Bowblax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once.
Okay, shall we have a little listen to what his first comments were? Because he is such a wretched, dishonest little snake on this point,
Sure,
right?
you'll say.
I'm going to play to you his original comments that he made about this.
Which will be near identical.
Because it's changed. It's changed
Not
over
that
time.
much. Buddy,
Not
which is
that
a lie.
much. Not that much.
Bet faith. Chud keeps
It's
telling
so
everybody,
pathetic
which is a
that he's,
lie,
like, trying to
that
shout over
the reason
in
I
real
have a
time.
problem with him is because he broke.
As Chud, like on like a recorded video, is saying Tommy's point has changed. No, it hasn't. Not by that much. No, you don't realize it's not by that much. I mean, let him just. You can react to it in a second. You
Bowblax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth.
very
once.
defensive.
It did. What
Seems
I
like he
said.
knows he's
He
in the
said
wrong.
that I outed his and that was the prime thrust of the criticism that he made of me at the time.
No, it isn't, and you'll see that. You'll see. He's honest enough to play it. The prime thrust is you were told.
And he alluded to the idea that me doing that led to the OnlyFans stuff coming out.
That I did, and I have conceded on, in fairness to him, and that had nothing. One thing had nothing to do with the other.
That's
I'll
wonderful.
show you in a sec.
But how do I make
But I didn't change. I really didn't change the prime thrust.
money off depressed people?
This is your
Number one Bowblax offender. Yeah, I know. And the reason he tried to frame it as a Bowblax because nobody likes Bowblax and he knows it. So he's playing a popularity contest. He's not trying to crush my points.
father's ghost.
Okay, whatever. I mean, Tommy, realistically, I am actually quite surprised that he's conceded on some of these points. Because I don't know how the Tommy has managed to change his mind. Right? Like, on the whole thing of them finding Bowblax's dress pics, or finding his OnlyFans, realistically, the only reason why that kind of doesn't make sense is there's no evidence to, like, prop up his theory. And there is still no evidence to prop up his theory. I mean, there's no evidence to go against it. If Tommy's saying, oh, well, you know, it didn't happen before, it happened after. Yeah. And? It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know how the he's managed to change his mind. I'd love to hear him explain it.
Speaking him.
The Father's Ghost meme's taken off. Fantastic.
Drunk old man.
Mm.
Ghost emoji.
Okay, Neil, thank you for the super chat. Listen
Not
again.
lie. He's completely bad faith. Chud keeps telling everybody, which is a lie, that the reason I have a problem with him is because he broke Bowblax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once. Remember that. What I said is he heard something secret and spilled it for his own benefit. I'll repeat it.
Okay, so that's what he claims, that's what his original criticism was and his original point was. Listen to this.
Okay, buddy.
The
This is
new
this is I don't trust Chud Logic anymore. This is his original video about this. Listen to what he says about it.
Year stream, and this is the thing that really bothers me the most. And this is something I actually picked up when I was watching. Do you all remember the New Year's stream? Remember the New Year's stream?
Yeah, it was an interesting stream, I'd say the least.
What were the two? What's the big development in the New Year stream?
Let me think. Destiny?
Bowblax with the dress, right?
Bowblax, yeah.
All right. Well, this is, I think Chud even knows this. Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream with big players all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I know.
So obviously, me making.
Wait a minute. Same community. Hold on a second. Listen to that again. Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream with. Isn't that my original thrust?
Oh my fucking god, dude! Just let him play the clip. He only has 1 point. He shifts every other point. I didn't mean that. I meant something else completely. This is the problem with Tommy. He would unironically benefit from playing the quote-unquote definitions game a little bit more. Because nobody without a brain tumor has got any clue what the he's talking about sometimes. And then when people interpret his words fairly, understandably, in the way that you would expect them to, he claims that they're being dishonest in the way that they're like attacking him, or dishonest in the way they're interpreting things he said. It's totally wretched. It's totally. At this point, Tommy could say anything, and it would be completely consistent with his prior positions because he's not actually taken the time to formulate an argument. And as soon as he gets pressed on one, he will try and divert to the other 3 arguments he's got. The Tom thing is, the Bowblax stuff is. Maybe. I could see the argument there. Maybe that's criticizable. Willie Mac show, Nick Deorio, how kuihman has treated him.
Original point. I thought this changed, Chud. That's my original point. You did it for your own selfish reasons to push it out there. There you go. Big players all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I know. Same 2 statements, essentially. So far. Now, he's got an argument. I'm not going to say he doesn't.
Obviously, me making that...
No. Okay. The motivation has been the same. The reason why he's done that has been consistent. Yes. But no. The reason why you are criticizing him has changed. Because you don't think about what you're going to say. You go completely without a script. With no preparation. Just vibes-based. And you say whatever comes to your alcohol-riddled mind first. In the way that it comes to you first. It's so wretched, dude. It is actually, I feel bad for Chud being locked in a forever war. With a literal... Like, not even a joke. Tommy struggles to put points together. You cannot find a single debate for me. I mean, I challenge people to. If you want to try and like catch me out on it, try and find a single debate that Tommy has ever had, an on-stream interaction, a discussion, an argument, some kind of disagreement, where Tommy sounds intelligent. You can go 10 years back if you want. Go as far back as you want. Search the archives. Find me one time that Tommy has argued a point and sounds intelligent.
Statement, I was aware that it was likely that was potentially going to cause some sort of like moment on stream.
Yes.
Right? I wasn't certain one way or another whether that exact fact was public.
He said he wasn't certain one way or another. That was his original defense. His defense sometimes is, well, who cares anyway?
I just know that a lot of stuff had leaked about Bowblax, and I wasn't 100%. Now, look, if people want to think that I definitively knew that it wasn't public and I put it out there, fair enough.
That's all I'm saying. I can't read your mind. I just, through common sense, realized you knew that was going to be a moneymaker.
It's up to you. I don't think that makes that much difference either way. I don't think it...
Bingo! Do you hear it?
Huh?
Bingo! I don't think that makes difference either way. You personally don't. So that's convenient. So you could put yourself at the side of, I didn't know, and it doesn't matter if I did, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm deceptive. I'm the only one that's conceded anything in this.
What?
It makes me a snake, right? I think it's pretty...
What point does this think he just made? I've actually got no clue. Yes, Chud says he didn't know, and even if he did know, he doesn't think there's anything that bad about it. Yeah, I heard him say that. What are you hooting like a baboon over? Do you think that's a massive win? No, you've just restated what he's just said.
Obvious when you listen to the clip, which we're going.
Yeah, he could dissect anything and make it sound like it's, and that's the whole thing. And keep in mind, this is just an internet drama. Who cares? He does. He does. He knows my accusation and the common sense I'm using, and the actual pattern that he's showing does show that. Does it prove it without a doubt? No. I can't read his mind. Is it circumstantial? Yes. And it is up to you to decide.
Deadline. Oh, the deadline for the Tommy clip. Listen, if you want to take a look and go and find it, I will give you a week, okay? I'll give you a week, however much time you want, alright? So long as you expect that I will probably still be interested in it. Go wild. Search everywhere, okay? Try. Try as you might, okay? And not somewhere where the other person is and he just kind of goes, no, no. Right? He has to be making an argument in the discussion, okay?
But it's so fascinating that he would sit there and say, I don't know, but it
retarded.
really doesn't matter if I did. Which is it? Because my only thing is, you were told not to and you did it. That's it. That's it. You were not told not to do, you did it, and now you've been like, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter. Then you've told everybody I've made this about Bowblax's privacy.
To what was happening in that New Year's stream. Right? And you can also see that this idea that I just...
You also could, it's funny, if you play the New Year's stream, because I'm not going to, go watch it yourself. New Year's stream, there's no evidence one way or another whether he knew or not. I don't know why, like, is this just like, just play it over and over again? See, and then you hear the ghost on the tape?
Huh?
You hear the EVP?
You know, actually, I'll be more specific.
It can be both, it's not crazy, but my accusation, ends to be, is that he knew.
Yeah.
By saying that it doesn't matter if I did, it absolves him of any responsibility, and I think quite deliberately.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm right...
So how about you put forward a strong, positive argument of why you think it actually does? Instead of just saying, well, if he knew, he's a snake! Well, no, that's a single fact, and that's a conclusion you're drawing. What's the line between them? But Tommy can't do that. He can't understand why somebody would disagree with him to be able to formulate an argument to be able to convince them. Because his brain is just, like, rotted and decayed.
And he did do it on purpose, it's then he can defend himself, who cares? And then, if I'm wrong, then he could, not so much if I'm wrong, but he could always sit there and to fight back the people that are accusing him of being snaky about it. I didn't know. So he could know and not know at the same time. You know he didn't. And he knows that's a contentious voice. He wouldn't have streamed that this long. He wouldn't have defended himself this long. And by the way, I want to point out that he said this was the last time he's not covering anything else.
He's wrapping himself up in his own
Let's be very
thoughts.
specific about what we're saying here, okay?
What is going on?
Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream with big players all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I knew about the Bowblax stress, and some of Bowblax's critics who had enough respect for him kept that quiet too, including...
So the critics that have respect for him...
You see, but he didn't know. Aiden said he shouldn't screenshot it. I'm mostly talking about, I'm not 100% sure about when I knew about the picture. I'm talking about the information. The information. It's the information. Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't honestly remember what specific. I just heard about the dress. I didn't know about photographs. I'm not sure I did. I'm not 100% sure I did.
Wait. That quiet.
So a big part of Tommy's argument over this... I'll turn the Facebook back on now. A big point of Tommy's argument over this has been, well, I knew about it, and I was told to keep stum. I knew about it, and I was told to keep quiet. But now, you've just heard that he has put on a dress. You've got no idea about the picture, and you've never seen the picture. It sounds like you heard about something completely different then. You heard vaguely about him cross-dressing. Or you heard about the Victoria's Secret stuff. What you've heard about is different, obviously.
Too. This is all about specifically the picture.
Not really. It could be the picture, I suppose, and I can see, in fairness to you, why you'd see it that way, but it's the information. I said that you did it, so it would create a big spur. You coming out and saying it It makes it a confirmation. You know that. You're not stupid.
Who was he snaked? Because Aiden has said that he doesn't think that Chud has snaked him by sharing that information. Because Aiden has, if you want to be charitable to Tommy, Aiden has flip-flopped on that. Did he tell Chud not to say it? Did he tell Chud that, don't screenshot it, and it was reasonably understood by both sides that, this was something to be kept in private? Aiden has clarified and said, I told him not to screenshot, I thought it was assumed, but I guess, technically, I didn't tell him anything. And so, where's the obligation for him to keep it quiet? Especially bearing in mind that, basically, all of this stuff had been released by them. He came out, done his non-binary tweet. I think he changed his pronouns by then. He'd been caught with a Victoria's Secret order confirmation. What's he buying from there? I doubt... The only thing that I could think of that a man would buy from Victoria's Secrets is a gift for a girlfriend. Implausible, it's Bowblax. Or some kind of toy, maybe, for gays. But if you're a gay man, would you not have somewhere else to go other than Victoria's Secret to get, your stuff? Is that really the outlet you're going to? Or are you going there to buy lingerie? Are you going there to buy female kind of wear? The answer is obvious.
Picture reference. This is all about the knowledge of the picture being leaked. Listen.
That's his words, not mine.
Further.
Nick, including. And so what does Chud do? He brings up the dress out of nowhere.
He brings up the dress
true.
out of nowhere. He brings up the dress out of nowhere.
Yes.
Remember that?
His explanation, I thought that was already public. I remember his exact quote. Would? Yeah, he played dumb like he usually does until he gets cornered.
Does Victoria's Secret have toys? You really are a man. Okay, somebody told me that the other day, and I thought they were lying. I thought you were a woman. Pardon me. Yeah, okay. Yes, they do.
Would? Absolutely nobody believes that wasn't done on purpose. Now, who fucking...
Victoria... Oh, I'm thinking of Ann Summers. Oh, I'm... Do you have Ann Summers in the US? Oh, I am. You have Ann Summers, right? Yeah? Oh, no. It might only be operating... Yep, area served United Kingdom. Okay, I was thinking of this store, okay? Ann Summers, basically the UK's answer to Victoria's Secret. Homegrown lingerie and toys. There we are.
Cares? It's Bowblax. He's treated Nick like shit. He's a complete backstabber. He'll say absolutely. This is me making abundantly fucking clear that this is not a defense of Bowblax. And he's telling people I changed. Anything.
So he's using this here, who cares about Bowblax, as plausible deniability to act like he was making a different point. But listen.
What do you mean? This was the first video.
Same point.
How can I use something that happened in the past? It's the same point, the exact same point. Now he does get me on some speech stuff, which I will concede to, but it doesn't change the point all that much.
Listen on.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's like,
no. In the same way that Ethan Klein, in an argument, can say pro-Palestinians this, pro-Palestinians that, pro-Palestinians the other, but I think it's a genocide. Do you really? Or is that to just throw out enough plausible deniability to make it seem like you're on the level with it, right? To kind of conceal maybe some of your real ideas. You say this about Bowblax, that about Bowblax, the other about Bowblax. But who cares about Bowblax? It's about the principle. Well, yeah, but you're still complaining that he's, leaked Bowblax's privacy, right?
But it did get some people's attention.
So it did get some people's attention.
Like he knew. I mean, God, you have to have no common sense whatsoever to think that if Chud Logic says on the stream that this will get more attention.
I believe that's an allusion to the fact that his OnlyFans got leaked, because he pushed this point further later on that me talking about the dress picture led to the OnlyFans getting.
Which I have conceded on. He's
Why?
100% correct. He is 100% correct. I thought it did. That wasn't the right timeline. He came in, he's corrected me. But that's still, even though I got that, it doesn't change the point that you did this for, I think you did this on purpose to keep the content mill going. And considering yourself audience captured, you'll DM me to kind of rope us into for content. You'll rope Willie into content. And my allegation that you use your friends for content, I'm also...
Here we go. And this is what Tommy does again and again and again and again and again. When he's starting to fail on one point, suddenly he's grabbing on like a drowning monkey, grabbing onto driftwood for another argument that he can just throw out there to like distract you from the fact that he's totally and he's going in and making these arguments without not having any idea about the timeline. I do want to say as well, because I meant to say it last stream when I went over Tommy C, and I completely forgot, okay? I've reached out to Beckett. I had a call with Beckett. And then I had DMs with President Sunday. Between the two of them, I built a timeline of when the video was in production, when each person was told about it. Chud did not know that the video was coming out. Beckett was basing it off something that he apparently thought President Sunday had said. Beckett has since said that it's crossed wires. Beckett will say that publicly. I mean, I don't want to obviously like leak DMs if it's about like private kind of discussion about how the video is made. But let me see, because I think I've got my notes. Do I have my notes? I mean, here we are. Yeah. I mean, realistically, this is just the timeline. Here we are. Where's my notepad? Should be at the very, very top. Oh, there it is. It's just teeny tiny. Okay. There we are. So from chatting to President Sunday and Beckett, this is the timeline of the Destiny video. Friday evening, Beckett gets involved, President Sunday contacts him. That's in the evening. Go to bed. 18th, Beckett makes his only addition to the President Sunday Google Doc that they were writing in preparation for the video. Because I believe Kilo was informed on the Saturday, either the Saturday or the Sunday. This was put into production incredibly quickly. When was Nick called? Not sure. I don't know. But President Sunday's motivation for this was after having a call with Nick. So, sometime before this. Sunday 19th, Beckett makes his video, then the videos go live on the 20th. This is the timeline. This is when the project started, on the Friday evening. And the project didn't even start, apparently. The video started production, and then was released within 2 days, while Chud was away on holiday. Chud had said statements, in general, I believe, about it doesn't make any sense to leak Pixie's privacy. She's not come out. She's not come out publicly. So in an attempt to attack Destiny, you're then going to confirm her identity and have to get in, if you want to argue it, about mole analysis. About the particular different aspects of these photos. So no, it's not worth it. So far as I can see, that's the only way this has got twisted, but no. Beckett was wrong, he got his wires twisted. Chud was never told about the video's contents, nor was he told when the video was going to come out, nor was he told that a video was in production. Chud had said before that he thinks that a video was coming down the pipeline, as anybody could have predicted. But when he says that he knew a video was coming down, it's in the same way that, like, oh yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow. I know it's going to rain tomorrow. It's a prediction. You don't actually know that. You can be pretty sure of it. Well, sooner or later, you know. You don't actually know that. So, yeah.
Also getting calls from your parents. I'm also getting contacts from people back in the BreadTube days. Do you have any friends that you haven't had a falling out with? I don't know that for a fact, but I'm actually really interested in this. Does any
I mean, this is, again, Tommy said this and floated this the other day, and it seems like he still has not looked into this even one iota, okay? So the timeline, for the law knowers in chat, I guess, in Chud's, like, content creation career, over here, that's the lefty arc, right? Then his allegations hit. This is the DGG arc. Then he leaves Destiny. Commentary arc. So the lefties hate him because of his allegations and because of other issues pertaining to comments about, like, Irish travelers. Who the f cares? The Destiny crowd hate him because he went against Destiny. And now, here he is, in commentary. But no, he still has people, even from the quote-unquote breadtube days, who he still associates with. Or is still, like, on, you know, talking terms with. Rezi, Aiko, Kid Not Kin, President Sunday. I mean, Tommy's own arguments are contradictory here. President Sunday and Chud didn't come together because they were talking about drama or discussing anything really political. President Sunday was discussing an issue that he'd had with other people in this kind of Christian lefty group. That was how they first met each other. So no, he still does have friends. Where's the gay arc? I guess I'll mark in pink the gay arc, okay? There we are. There's the gay arc.
anybody besides Kuihman have a long-standing relationship with him as a content creator? Anybody? Has he not broken it off with everybody at some point?
Leaked, and I believe he recognised that he was wrong about that and ended up basically abandoning that point. But
conceding the point. I didn't
Just take the L, Reshard.
You're right. I was wrong. Didn't see. That's not something that's ever going to come out of your mouth.
he was insistent.
What? What just happened in Tommy's brain there? Was that a micro seizure?
I conceded. You're right. I was wrong. Didn't see. That's not something that's ever going to come out of your mouth. That's not. I was wrong. Didn't see. That's not something that's ever going to.
Somebody needs to. Jesus Christ, this guy needs to go on like beta blockers or like anti-seizure medication or something. That is. Jesus Christ. I mean, I misspeak. I remember my words. Like sometimes, I've got like a stutter that affects me every now and again. That was what was going on, and then they giggle at the end. That seemed involuntary.
He was insistent that me talking about the existence of the dress picture led to the OnlyFans getting leaked, which isn't true. Basically, Bowblax leaked an email address list on screen,
100%.
and someone else, unrelated directly to me, it wasn't anything to do with me, found the account and publicized it on Twitter. That was not related to me mentioning the existence of a picture of Bowblax in a dress on the New Year's stream.
That was kind of a weird thing to do. And if you really believe that Chud believes that it was, I thought it was out there, then how come there were no videos on Bowblax's marriage dress between the months of August and early January?
So this is the other thing that's super dishonest about this, right? There was a video about
You got to cite it, bucko. What video and what does it contain?
every single thing Bowblax had said and done in private for months.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Was the fact that he's wearing a dress in there? I don't think so. And I think you knew that.
No. From the context of the conversation, has Tommy even gone back and watched this? They were talking about trans stuff. Then they started talking about autogynephilia, an explanation of what that is. Oggy says, isn't that what Bowblax is? Chud says, I imagine so, yeah. Tom says, oh, you love to imagine, don't you? Everyone on that call had seen the dress pic. They're making jokes about it. It's kind of an insider. They're clearly making it as in like an inside joke. Well, we know what the audience doesn't. But everything had been leaked by that point. Had the existence of the picture not been leaked? Was it even really that bodacious? Other than having a funny stream moment? I don't think so. People already knew this.
So this idea that, oh, but you talked about the dress pic. You should have known because there wasn't a video about...
That's just always been the information. The pic is never... I never saw the pic. I was...
This is the most annoying thing. Not only, when Tommy is talking about publicly available information, does he overplay his hand, not actually look into things, and just say whatever he wants. Even when he talks about the kind of access that he has to private information. Because he said, well, we all said that we weren't going to, talk about it. We all agreed that that was too far. What do you mean you all agreed? You haven't even seen it, little bro. Has you not seen it to this day? To this day, has Tommy not seen it? Lumpy Willie, Dickers. These are the level of shitters who have seen the photo at this point. And Tommy still... Oh yeah, he's so well connected though. He knows everything that's going on behind the scenes. You wouldn't quite know, what he's talking about. You probably wouldn't get it.
Just told we're leaving. We don't need it. That's what I was told.
the existence of a dress picture. Everything was getting leaked about this guy.
Everything was getting leaked, or everything did get leaked. Because I got to be honest with you, nobody can sit there and say, nobody, not even your fans can say, that didn't change things after the New Year's stream.
So I was uncertain because
it didn't change things after the New Year's stream. There was confirmation that there was a picture that he'd taken of himself in a dress. The fact that he was wearing women's clothing was kind of not really contested. It was very, very widely held by that point. Hadn't Aiden put out that artistic recreation of the photo? Not by the point that Chud had released it. No, that was later on. That was later on, to be fair to him. Okay? But, yeah. Also, Chud's argument here, obviously, if you've got more than 4 brain cells, I mean, I've just paused it like 15 times and listened to Tommy, and I can still tell. Chud's argument here is that it was reasonable for him to believe that the picture was out there, with the leaks that had already gone on, and then probably the context of the conversation that was being had. It was very reasonable to imagine that at least the existence of the photo had been leaked out there.
Now, I didn't know, and also...
Was that kind of a cell phone? Am I crazy here? I wasn't. Well, then why are you talking about it if you're uncertain? You have been told. You have been told.
Has he?
That this was private.
Oh, has
now
he?
You're uncertain and then blabbing and then playing.
Had he? Had he? Had he? No, Aiden says that he wasn't. He said, don't screenshot this. He never said, don't talk about the picture, though. Don't talk about the picture. This was just circulating aimlessly behind the scenes. These people who, well, we swore the oath never to share that picture of Bowblax in a dress. Why the f was it circulating to everyone, though? Didn't seem to really care. At some point, that's going to get leaked. There's no way people behind the scenes didn't realize that. They're constantly shopping it around to everybody, again and again and again and again. Did they want it to leak? I don't know. Were they reckless enough that, well, they may as well have wanted it to leak? Yes! Yes! Everyone has seen this. How did Chud manage to see it when he didn't have a meaningful relationship with Bowblax in any sense? Why would he need to see it? Why would he be shown it? Oh, but we're taking the most moral standards with... No, you're not, dude.
Stupid after it comes out? I'm sorry, you're a snake.
Yes, the Victoria's Secret thing. Bowblax had accidentally leaked that he'd made a purchase or had been looking at Victoria's Secret.
It was the purchase
Okay,
order.
fine. Yeah, I know about the Victoria's Secret thing. Was he sniffing it? Was he dressing a doll with it? Or was he wearing it? Did he say he was wearing it? No, he wasn't.
Also, the acknowledgement of
Tommy will throw together the most bubblings of horseshit. Throw them against the wall and say, common sense in it, to prove a point. But Bowblax is ordering from Victoria's Secret, and you say maybe it was to dress a doll. Maybe he was sniffing them. Freshly bought, unworn panties. I mean, even if you're going to be a freak who's sniffing panties, surely you at least want a snatch to have been in there at some point, no? Dressing up a doll. That is, if there's ever a time for common sense, that's the time for common sense, you dipshit. Holy
the existence of a photo of Bowblax in a dress blows that out of the water immediately.
What do you mean?
It's
I
irrelevant.
don't
He's still
understand. I don't understand.
Bowblax is buying and wearing women's lingerie versus he wore a dress and he took a snap of it. I feel like the lingerie is a little bit more bombastic.
okay. So like we're
Blows it
talking
out the
about something
water.
in Victoria's Secret. He showed a link from that like by accident.
Okay. Oh, he showed it by accident? Well, I think what he's trying to say...
And-
I mean, realistically, that's the thing. Didn't even say you could be buying it for somebody else. That's what my brain originally went to. But who the f*** is Bowblax going to be buying it for? He doesn't have a girlfriend. Tommy will accept Bowblax buying it for a girlfriend before he admits it's just AGP. Yeah, true.
Chud showed.
No. Well, I think what he's trying to say is, if the Victoria's Secret's out, it's already known that he's worn the dress.
No.
Not really.
Worn women's clothing.
And it really blew up when he said it. I don't think anybody knew that.
Yes, the information was already out there. It was the entertaining stream moment that made it more sensational. But the information was already out there. That Bowblax was buying and wearing, likely, women's clothing.
Backs in the public space that he was wearing dresses. They may have known about Victoria's Secret. Who the fuck knows what he's doing with it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The idea that
He's
the
burning
image,
it to
the image,
keep him
the
warm, is
information
he?
of Bowblax in a dress is going to stir the pot, and he is playing
Yeah,
deliberately playing stupid.
That was also the subject of commentary too. The idea that he was shopping on Victoria's Secret, which one would assume is for lingerie type stuff for women.
I think that it's not 100%. Doesn't mean he's wearing it. You confirmed he was wearing it after you were told not to do it. And then there's...
No, Chud did not confirm that he was wearing Victoria's Secret lingerie. He confirmed that at one point he had worn a dress and taken a photograph of it. That's all he confirmed.
Saying he didn't know it was already out.
So why talk about it then? Why bring it up?
That might have got some attention. But, you know, when...
Is Tommy going to bring up the context of the conversation? Maybe. Maybe is that why? Because Tommy in the original one, in the little kernel of the reactor sphere, says he brings it up out of nowhere. He doesn't. He doesn't. He's very obviously goaded. People are referencing it, kind of alluding to it. So, is it known? Wait, people are clearly making jokes about this. Is it known? Oh, Bowblax is AGP. How does that joke make sense if it isn't already widely known that Bowblax is wearing women's clothing? It doesn't make sense.
People point out, you know, there was a 6-month period between nobody really talking about a dress pic or just the fact that he'd been wearing dresses. You play dumb. And if you're pressed on it, it's like, well, who cares about Bowblax? Obviously, I'm not his friend. You can have both sides of the issue over and over.
It's
and
not
over.
both sides. They're on whether he knew and whether it would have been bad if he known. But Tommy sees those as mutually exclusive because he's too to hold two ideas in his brain at the same time.
Repetitively, over and over and over again. And shit.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Let's say Putin, Vladimir Putin. He dies, he's murdered. Somebody comes to me and says, Dickers, I know you killed Vladimir Putin. Well, A, I didn't. And B, even if I did, I think that'd be a moral action. Am I even both sides of that issue? No. I'm arguing the issue on two fronts. Yes. It's not both sides. They're not mutually exclusive, you dipshit.
He's like, this is not it. It's not it.
Do you think the people who kept it a secret secretly... Do you think that the people who kept it a secret secretly joking it to AGP... I know Turkey Tom probably liked it. I don't know. I don't employ common sense. I don't know. That might be a little bit too. Chud logic is a snake. That's an easy leap. Whether people were holding on to this dress picture for titillation, I couldn't possibly speculate. I've got no clue. But why is Aiden able to find it so quickly? I mean, is it saved like in his favorites folder or something? I couldn't speculate.
An issue about privacy. It's an issue of you were told something privately and you leaked it.
Well, think about the
That's
start
it.
of this.
You're
He's
told
sitting there.
private
No, he was shown a picture, told not to screenshot it. Bada boom, bada boom.
The words he used is, I'm changing the thrust of my answer. He plays something I said more recently, and then he goes back and plays the other thing. And it's damn near identical. It has nothing to do with Bowblax's privacy. Instead, I'm saying Bowblax, and he said that's plausible deniability. For what? For what? It's
He hasn't even finished playing the clip.
And you know what? I don't care that it's not like Chud had any kind of loyalty to Bowblax or anything. Oh, there's another thing I mentioned that I agreed with. But everybody pretty much agreed that maybe we shouldn't go that far. If it's well, all right. Here's where he gets me. I misspoke here, 100%. I don't know if at the time. And you know what? I'm just gonna own it. I don't know if I remember the timeline at the time that I said this, right? So he does kind of got me here. But I'll stick to this. Nobody knew for 100% sure he's running around wearing dresses. Misspoke. I'll give Chud a point here, but it doesn't defeat the main thrust. The main thrust is you put it out there to make content off it, which was his time that I changed it.
Then why are you talking about the fact that he was told not to release it in private? That seems to be a main crux. But now it's just anything you put out for content. That's snake-like behavior. No, that doesn't make sense. Tommy knows that doesn't make sense. He's just throwing shit out there.
So, listen, there's nothing in this commentary about anything to do with me snaking the trust of the third party that told me.
Yeah.
It's all about Bowblax, and yes, he's saying, who cares about Bowblax's privacy? But here, he's saying that I'm still bad because I apparently leaked Bowblax's...
Which he didn't do. Bowblax's was out by then, right?
Agent? I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
When this is talking about Bowblax's, I think he's just talking about his gender. I think he's just talking about his gendered identity. And he can't disentangle the two.
None of the specifics matter. The action of none of the specifics. Yeah, that's the thing. And we're getting bogged down with specifics here, Lynn. None of the specifics matter.
Because you don't know any of the specifics. That's why they don't matter now.
Thrust, his words, not mine, didn't change.
Because you're not thinking of the specifics.
He's so careful.
You're not thinking of any of the facts of the situation.
It doesn't matter if I did. You can't. I'm uncriticizable. Get the out of here. Come on, give me a break. You know what? I'll take the same stance you do. If you want to believe that I'm being insincere, feel free. And if you want to believe he's being insincere, feel free.
I mean, this is the worst part of his argument that I've seen that he's started to do over the last couple of streams that he's done. It's like, what if you wanna agree with me? Nobody's gonna stop you agreeing with me. If you want to disagree, again, nobody will stop you from stand on business, dude. If you believe something, if you're arguing something, stand on it. I know I'm not compelled to agree with you. I know I'm not compelled to disagree with you. I can think for myself. Thank you for granting me the ability. Now, as soon as somebody starts going to like, well, you don't have to agree with me. Oh, dude.
See? So that isn't the point he ended up making later, which he claims that he never made it.
Yeah, he's saying that one statement changes my entire point. All right, sure.
No, it's just that your main thrust is different. That's all the point is here. You're building up to a point, and then you mention that nobody knew about his until then. You're wrong.
You know what? I'm glad you played both videos, Chud. Thank you.
About Bowblax. This is all about Bowblax, okay?
Yeah, I feel that's probably true, Striding Jack. I feel like anyone semi-competent who's actually been following the situation would be able to as well. Reservoir would be a good candidate. I can't. I've been banned, and he will no longer speak to me, unfortunately. He leaked my private DMs. I made one joke about Kinetic Kel being 14 and something to do with pics sent over Discord, and now all of a sudden I'm Voldemort speaking to me as verboten. It's not allowed.
No, and I'm saying the whole time, Chud, that it's him. You can't do that. And you're saying it's plausible. I'm saying it's plausible. That's the first video. That's the first one I called you out with. And the second one you played is Bowblax, and the one before is Bowblax. That's a plausible deniability. Now, yeah, maybe I missed, but maybe I should specifically said the dress or the picture or the information. Sure, you got me. I'm sure that you could twist it that way, but it doesn't change the main thrust.
On top of that as well, his was already leaked.
That's true.
It had already come out by the New Year's stream that he was non-binary. So he has changed his position on this so much, and he's acting like the position 2 streams later was always his position, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was, and you played it. You're taking one word that I said and trying to twist that into me changing my entire position.
No, because that one part is crucial. What was leaked? His sexuality. Yeah, that's one word read, but that's the matter of information that was released. That's the point. So yes, in that instance, one word is important. Tommy C killed a man. Tommy C met a man. One word. I've only changed one word there, but you see, you understand. Because we all use language, and we can understand how changing one word can change the meaning of a sentence, right? We all understand this? Dipshit.
When it's near identical the entire length of this video.
This
is a bit out of left field, but what's with the whole rule thing? Tommy kicks people over. I've kind of missed a lot, to be fair. So he's got 3 rules. You can only have one topic. You can't change to a different topic. You have to agree not to ask him to speak to Chud. You have to agree not to be snippy. And you have to agree to not be nasty. What's the exact wording? What's the exact wording? Overly harsh? Overly nasty? Something like that. Something incredibly gay like that. Those are one of his rules, yeah. But, yeah, it's because he's absolutely terrified of debate. And you can see, everybody that he spoke to, it's like, we need to... It's like a conversation is like a nuclear core about to hit meltdown. And him going, and his rules are like the control rods. It's going to be there to stop it from blowing the up. It's like, dude, it's not that deep. It's just a conversation that you have on stream. But I'm the only guy who doesn't screen callers. Okay, dude. Yeah, nice. Nice. But you've got like 14 rules before they can call in. Okay. One sec. I got sent this the other day.
I hear Dickers is really good, dude.
Shit! I wish I had the full clip. Never mind. Never mind. Something apparently about having a boxing event with Tommy C over the current drama. Unfortunately, I got sent that one clip, and I didn't get sent any of the context. So there we are.
This was what he argued originally, and this
I thought that was longer.
Originally, Bowblax is not about privacy, and that's what I argued. I said definitely should have said it. I could see why people would come to that conclusion, but I think this is deliberately and willfully being twisted.
What I responded to originally.
Deliberately and willfully being twisted. Just, you've already conceded. What do you mean deliberately and willfully being twisted? You've conceded. You argued it's about sexuality. You either, like, your lips and your tongue were too to form the right words, or you had a brain fart and said the wrong thing. What? Just concede on the point. Take the L. This has been deliberately twisted. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Whatever. Oh, there you go. 1 chud a day if you want it, but you have to ask for it. 1 chud a day. Augie knew Bowblax was trans. He said Bowblax was Adrian. I don't think he knew till when I knew, but maybe I don't know. I don't know when they knew.
No, he probably did. I don't know.
He didn't leak it.
No.
He didn't wait.
Augie knew Bowblax was trans. He said Bowblax was AGP on New Year's Eve. I don't think Augie knew. On what basis? On what basis? If you actually look into this, I'm pretty sure the original picture was either sent to Connor or Augie, or both. I don't think Augie knew. Come on, dude. Be for real, man. Again, it's this selective common sense. Chud's a snake, that's common sense. Because you can throw out all of these, like, examples. But maybe if you squint, kind of... But as soon as... Augie probably knew that he was trans. I don't think so. No, I don't... I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think so. No. Common sense, dude. Augie sent the picture around. It was implied by Connor. Connor had the pic directly from Bowblax, and then sent it to Augie. That's what I'd heard, that Connor was the first person to have it. And then somehow it came into the hands of Aiden. And then somehow Chud got to see it, and all of these other shitters got to see it. You don't think Augie was seeing it? One of Connor's closer friends. An ex-co-host of Bowblax's. Connor's roommate. I mean, this is past common sense, and this is just like, you are denying reality at this point. If you don't think that Augie was referencing the fact that Bowblax was trans when he made a joke about AGP. It wasn't even a joke. It wasn't even a joke. Let's be so for real. Augie heard about AGP, and he said, isn't that what Bowblax is? Now, to be clear, I have no issue with that. No issue at all. But the problem is that Tommy should. Tommy should. By the same standard he's trying to hang Chud, he should also be trying to hang Augie. But he's not. Because Augie's on side. And Augie hasn't, upset his other friends. Give me a break, dude.
Nice, be quiet.
That's for sure. So let's see if he sticks by his word and does one more. I doubt it. But you can.
So I'll do like another 5-hour stream on this.
I'm sick. I'm just doing one at a time. Yeah. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting boring. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
So now we've evolved from cutting off a clip and an argument every 5 seconds to go on rambles and to make your own arguments kind of interspersed within, so that Chud never actually clearly makes his own comment. The only reason that I feel like I really know what Chud's saying here is because I've watched the original stream. And now we've evolved from that to only half an argument per stream, okay? We're not gonna let him get through an entire point on a single stream. That would be going way too far, okay? And only if you ask for Chud 10. It's so pathetic. It's so he's just
I'm not gonna convince anybody. If you don't think Chud's
I think you are right. That might be the one thing that you've got right there, to be honest.
But the idea that one word changes the same thing I said twice, the main thrust. And like, how can I have plausible? I don't understand how I get plausible deniability when it was in the first video.
This guy's so... Okay. Babka. Oh, I hate Babka. Babka is such a wretched bitch. You know what Babka did? She called Aiden the K-slur. I mean, to be fair, I don't care about, Aiden. I don't care about, Aiden's feelings, whatever. Like, everyone hates Aiden. She called Aiden the K-slur, though. He's Jewish and he's sensitive about this stuff. No, I mean, nobody cares about Aiden. But, like, she called Aiden the K-slur. Obviously, the only reason I'm saying, but nobody cares about Aiden, is so you can't be called a moral frog there. Plausible deniability. That's the point. But his tiny mind can't wrap around what is an incredibly basic point. An incredibly basic point. I don't understand how he doesn't get this to this day.
I would say something.
I bet he started it. Well, they always do.
Deniability in the second, wouldn't I?
Well, I mean, if you're a time traveler,
the main thrust of the thing. Hey, look, and like I said, he tries to take both ends. I didn't know.
No, that's not both ends again. The same point. This is the problem. Tommy will just say the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again and again, and acts like it's the most obvious shit. And his co-hosts, unfortunately, will never push back. This is the only route they have to get in any talking points, just so they can be on a stream and be on the team. That is the only thing they get out of it, because they're like nobodies, right? Volt is a chronic. And we're back. Fantastic. I mean, yeah, but Volt is just a completely, mongrel, basically. Who, unfortunately, can just, seal clap. That's all he can do. He's like, oh, what are you, a time traveler? What are you, a time traveler? I mean, I don't know, it'd probably be better for you if you maybe figured out what Chud's argument was and, fed it back to Tommy. Maybe helped him out a little bit. But no. It is insane just how people can surround themselves with a bunch of yes men in commentary. It's bizarre.
And if I did, it's okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You didn't know, and I don't believe you.
Back to the land of the living.
Reviewing the entire stream. And keep in mind, too, the first video, he left out Tom and Bowblax when he was covering all my major points. Now, that's all he can concentrate on.
Yeah, that's because that's what you've been concentrating on.
All right. Any more? Any calls? Nothing?
Because you've been going on and on and on and on and on. You've been going on and on and on and on about the New Year's stream. So yeah, he's focusing on the points that you're focusing on. Can he really not wrap his mind around
that? He talked about his son. Sent to you, yeah.
All right, I don't call it right. I'm gonna watch them.
Okay, so I do want to say I'm going to carry on with this, but again, actually, good. I'm putting it out there. I will eat crow. I will eat humble pie if somebody can find me a clip, an argument, a debate, a confrontation where Tommy C is making an argument and Tommy C sounds intelligent, sounds like he knows what he's talking about, argues his point well. Just one. There's no timeline scale here. Doesn't have to be in the last year. You can go 13 years ago if you want to, okay? However long you want to go. And I'll probably like hold that out for a week. Just if you manage to find it, just take a little look around and see if you stumble upon something, okay? Just to remind you, the request is out there. And I will watch it on stream, and I will eat humble pie, okay? Anyway, let's go back to this.
Who wants to watch crime shit after this? 3, 2,
Hell
1.
yeah.
Oh, the Ethan John's sons to help fund them.
Although I think nobody really cares about any of these people. Least of all his son, who is not.
Oh yeah, I got told about this.
What you meant was Augie was alluding to by saying AGP.
So he tries to go into a different segment. Nope, he's stun locked by his own thoughts.
To me, you could come away with that, Anissa being, and I'm sure you're being sincere. The way I see it is that was opportunistic.
Huh?
You can think that, oh, he's saying AGP, so that it might be out. Maybe. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe just the non-binary.
I don't buy that. You know, I got to be honest.
But not the whole fresh thing.
If I was good for Chud,
How the f does that make sense with non-binary? Let's be so for real. Let's be so for real right now, okay? AGP does not make sense for non-binary. Especially the way that Chud described it. You get aroused by the idea of you being a woman. You get aroused by the idea of you with a woman's body. How the f does that then transfer over to non-binary? Just zero engagement. Absolutely no engagement. Tommy would do better with like just an audio loop of what he said like 20 minutes ago. That would actually be more beneficial to his stream and to his like, I don't know, to like thinking through his ideas and points than having this call. It's actually embarrassing.
And if this was an isolated incident, as far as it was just like one thing that made me think he was snaky. I'd be really.
Oh, there we are. And as soon as it's proven that, oh no, well actually, Augie brought up that it was AGP, and no, it doesn't really make sense for it to be the non-binary stuff. It's like, whoa. Well, don't worry, driftwood. I've got loads of other points, guys. You don't like that point? I've got so many other points, guys. Dude, it's pathetic.
Out of line.
Yeah, I'm all good.
But it's like
the stream's fine.
It
went down for like 2
There's
seconds.
Incidents with. There's the stuff I believe about Tom. There's the stuff that happened with Willie. There's the public statements he made about Nick. All that stuff. I'm like, it's that makes me think so. Do I have video proof? No, I do have common sense, and you don't have to believe me.
Opening his wallet, by the way.
Again.
And now I'm hearing that he's every single relationship he's ever had, with the exception of Kuihman. Is that true? I'll find out. Because I'm sure.
Is that true? Is that true? Every single relationship he's had with anyone except for Kuihman has burned to death. Is that true? I will find out. It's a bro. Just determine whether you think it's true or not. Look into it. Because over the last few days, you've stated about 6 times at this point that I will find. I'm looking into it. Can somebody tell me about this? Just find it out. You ran like a news team. Or well, tried to run a news team.
We're going to be doing another quiz. Every single one? Going all the way back? I mean, come on. Like, this is a pattern.
Is it? I thought you didn't know.
Every single breakup he ever had, like, all of them couldn't be his fault. But not one? Oh, Kuihman.
They've each made
Even Stardust should ask her. I want to talk to Stardust to see if that's true. I think she would know.
If everybody's made a GoFundMe,
Nothing
Venom's
to do with her
ran.
trying to get Chud's
She was
Discord.
so fast, and
Totally logical train of thought. AGP means
Banned for
doing
TOS.
trans stuff. That typically does fit. All right. You know what, Anissa B? I'm absolutely sure you are being sincere. I think you think he didn't know if it was out already. I think he was ready, because here's the part you're forgetting. He was told. What you're thinking is, yeah, he was told, but he thought it was already out. I don't buy that for a minute. And by the way, nobody else does either.
Well, no, because nobody buys that he was told. Aiden has explicitly said he never said to keep it private. He just showed him the picture, said don't screenshot. Boom. That's it. He was never told. Don't tell anybody about this. Don't speak about this. You can still criticize it, but at least be factually correct, maybe.
She wanted to open hers before Casey Sean Frogan.
Well, to be fair, she had an account.
It doesn't
She
take
already
long
had
to
an
make
account because she opened one and closed
Right,
it.
Right, that's what I
back into
mean.
the segment.
I got to give plausible deniability break. Bowblax. And one of the reasons he's saying is he was running around red herring anybody that I was being some kind of white knight for Bowblax. That was never true. That's super dishonest. And that's what he was answering in that clip.
Send me more clips if you want.
I think
She exactly. She had
tries to get back into the segment.
So they
He was told not to screenshot. I mean, come on, isn't that splitting
that's just
hairs?
semantics.
That's splitting hairs. That's
It's just
semantics.
semantics.
It was for me. It was the information from the get.
all now have a GoFundMe.
That doesn't mean
and
don't
I think
talk
it's so
about it
funny that
ever.
now
Back
that
into
they're
the
competing
segment?
against each other.
Wait a minute. Don't do the screenshots, but doesn't mean don't talk about it. I was told not to talk about it.
Don't talk about it. Yeah, me too. What do they like Alex Gekmo, who knew about it?
Like, that doesn't
It
make
did not
any
like
sense.
leak it at all.
That
Make
doesn't
any
make any
sense.
sense. Like, you could talk about it, but don't spare the screenshots, even though nobody talked about it since August. That doesn't make any sense, Anissa.
There.
I
For
don't care about this. I want to end it.
Yeah.
Aiden said.
Lost interest.
Aiden also said he told him not to. I don't know.
Screenshot
I don't know.
it, yeah.
I don't know how honest he's being.
Shit,
Trevor
PQ.
Smarty would have said Aiden's full of shit.
I would just fucking blame Aiden.
You know what?
Easiest way to get out. Just fucking blame
Aiden's not
Aiden.
Mr. Credibility, and that's been a long time before Chud was around. All right.
Well, because he was a child.
Let's do Pats. I
Just
want to
do
do
the
Probably.
Pats. I'm done. A lot of shit. Oh boy, James. What is he writing me? Hold on a second.
Okay, there we are. I know Turkey Tom probably liked it.